Boris walked out into the stairwell, greeted the gopniks in his own way. Bam! Came back with a crooked nose and disappointment under his eye. From the darkness, his older brat appears.
Boris, you walked out unprepared again. You need to be able to stand up for yourself. And for that you need more than just physical strength. You need an internal state. Animal and a little bit stupid. Testosterone gives you this.
What, is it like vodka? Almost. Watch this. What followed was the strangest video about hormones Boris had ever seen in his life.
Опа, 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 опа.
Let's start with the basics. You sleep 7 to 9 hours every day. Same time to bed, same time up. Yes, this means the late-night hard bus marathons are over. Room temperature, 60 to 68 degrees. Complete darkness. Use blackout curtains or a sleep mask. Complete silence. Buy earplugs if your neighbors are debili. Your brain still processes sound during sleep, even if you don't wake up. It steals the depth of your sleep. Remember, bad sleep for 8 hours is worse than good sleep for 6. Your goal is not just to lie there. You need to actually recover. One more thing about sleep. No coffee, energy drinks, or even tea for at least 8 hours before bed.
Опа, опа, опа. Опа, опа, опа.
The street prefers old good drachka. It will teach you fast and test you just as fast. But if you're not ready for that yet, start with strength training. Best moves: barbell squat, deadlift, bench press, and pull-ups. 10-12 reps, 3 to 4 sets, 3 times a week. These exercises use the most muscle and give the biggest hormonal response. Pick a weight that's hard, but doesn't destroy your form. If you like cardio, running, cycling, do it after strength training, not before. Otherwise, you show up to your workout already tired and work at half capacity. Also, sprints raise testosterone up to 30%. 20-30 seconds at full speed, 1 minute rest, 4-6 rounds, 3 times a week. Run like gopniks are chasing you. Understood?
Опа, опа, опа. Опа, опа, опа.
Now, let's talk about food. Testosterone is synthesized from cholesterol. Translation: you need real fats, not cookies or fast food. Eggs, olive oil, fatty fish, nuts, and avocado. This should take up 30-40% of your plate. You also need 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Main sources: meat, fish, cottage cheese, hard cheese. This is your building material. Without it, you don't build anything. Now about actual body fat. If you have a puzo, that's a problem. Fat tissue partially converts testosterone into estrogen. Translation: the bigger the belly, the less you feel like a version of yourself that can do drachka. But don't go full skeleton either. Too low body fat and your body decides you're starving and cuts hormone production. For testosterone maxing, 12-15% body fat is the sweet spot.
Опа, опа, опа. Опа, опа, опа.
There is another enemy: cortisol, the stress hormone. It competes with testosterone. One goes up, the other goes down. So we hit cortisol with no mercy. 1. Walk 2-3 hours a day. Yes, it sounds like a lot. But during that time, your brain actually switches from "I'm about to be killed" mode to "things seem okay" mode. 2. Stop reading the news. Your brain treats negative news as a threat and spikes cortisol.
If you do this a couple times a day, you drain all your mental energy on problems you cannot solve. Then you find yourself on the couch without the will to do anything. 3. A journal, meditation, music, alone time, whatever works. It's not very cool guy stuff, but it works. Just don't talk about it in the stairwell.
Opa, 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 pa. Opa, 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 pa.
You need to feel like a winner. The more often you feel this, the better. Winning raises testosterone. Losing drops it. Where exactly you win doesn't matter that much. It's not just about the result. It's about the feeling of pushing through something. Find challenges that are not too easy, but not impossible either. The perfect feeling after. I never thought I could do this, but I did. The easiest place to start is sport. For example, you've never done 300 push-ups in a day. But you know it's possible, even if you have to do 5%. Set goals like this constantly, not just in sport. High testosterone makes the effort itself feel good. You know that feeling when you don't want to stop, when you're tired but you keep going and it feels great, not like torture. Well, time to get your prime back, bratishka.
These are the 5 basics. If even one of them is broken, fix that first. No supplement will cover the damage from bad sleep or constant stress. It's like fixing the roof when there are no walls. Once the foundation is solid, then you can add details. Here's what actually works on top of it. Alcohol. Regular vodka consumption increases testosterone by 200%. But only if you are a Slav brat named Boris. For everyone else, alcohol drops testosterone by up to 50%. If you drink often and a lot, it hits your hormones hard. How much you drink is your choice, but the consequences are clear. Zinc, vitamin D, magnesium. A deficiency in any of these lowers testosterone. Get your blood work done first. If everything is normal, no need to take anything. If not, here's what I take. Zinc chelate, 22 milligrams with lunch, 2 months on, 1 month off. Magnesium citrate, 400 milligrams before bed. Vitamin D3 plus K2 up to 10,000 IU until your D reaches 80 nanograms per milliliter. Then 4,000 to maintain. This is my routine. Talk to a doctor, I'm not yours. If you try to sue a gopnik for medical advice, that will be your personal record for stupidity. Plastic. Don't store or reheat food in plastic. There's some evidence it affects hormones. How much? Still an open question. But this is one of those cases where it's easier to just not risk it. Get sun. Get outside in the first hour after waking up. Gray clouds work too. 15 minutes is enough. Take a cold shower, ideally right after your walk. It lowers cortisol, builds stress resistance, and in the end helps testosterone go up too. Power pose. Physically take up as much space as possible and open all vulnerable areas, neck, groin, wrists. Look at how Connor walks. Good reference point. But remember, this only works if you already feel like a winner. Without that feeling, it does nothing. Ashwagandha and fenugreek. These 2 herbs are the most studied for testosterone. They can raise it up to 15%. The effect is real, but moderate. Think of it as a finisher on top of a solid foundation, not a replacement for one.
Boris watched the video and followed all the recommendations. He walked out into the stairwell again. Same gopniks. So, Boris, again? Boris says nothing. One breath, shoulders wider. Bam! Boris is on the floor again. staring at the ceiling. Well, at least he slept enough. He gets up and goes back inside. He still has work to do. If you watched until this moment, you are already not Boris from the beginning of the video. You are Boris who took the first step to take back control of the neighborhood by fixing his hormones. Subscribe. The next video is about sleep. It will be scary.